What's going on, you guys? Lit Man Tuck here, and today I'm going to talk about War Aeternus by Charles Dean. Another important note that it was narrated by Jeff Hayes and the Sound Booth Theater. What in the world was that? Wherever, it doesn't matter wherever I go, these little familiars, they like to follow me around. But anyway, so War Aeternus, written by Charles Dean, narrated by Jeff Hayes and the Sound Booth Theater. And I gotta say, Jeff Hayes he's basically changed what Audible is. It used to just be one narrator going through all the voices, but man, he's added like sound effects, multiple people, and it just brings out the characters that much more. The main character is Lee. He has a nice cushy life. He works on computers or something like that. And one day he was snatched out of his world by a god. Of course, you hear that a lot. That's a recurring theme, but he was snatched out of his world by a god and thrown into this game world, and he has to figure out how to survive. So his first fight is with a zombie. I'm not going to spoil it too much, man, but he started out at basically level 0. The god that pulled him out of the world is named Augustus. He is the god of alcohol, fun, drink, and all that good stuff. He's also a shapeshifter. So sometimes he's a bear, sometimes he's a dog, and sometimes he's a snake. And none of the other gods really take him seriously. But the thing is, they should take him seriously, and you guys should continue to read the other books in the series so you can figure a little bit more about who Augustus really is. But right now it's saying that, you know, he's basically the god of alcohol and drink and stuff like that. But anyway, they are the gods. Every 1,000 years or so, they have some type of tournament where they take one of their descendants and they put them into a war. And whenever one of those descendants the descendants are heroes, and whenever one of the heroes dies, the god dies. And so he only had one descendant, and so he took Lee, throws him into this world, and he has to fight and battle his way and level up. Since he is the descendant of a god, he gets extra perks. And so, you know, like he's not OP, but he gets extra perks in one department. And I'm not going to tell you which one it is. It can be strength, it can be dexterity, it can be intelligence. But anyway, he uses that to his full advantage. One of the main characters is one of the guys he met. His name, what is his name? I forgot his name. Damn. Let me check. Oh, I'm sorry. His name is Miller. So Miller is a furbog. And if you don't know what a furbog is, they're pretty big. They're bigger than humans. They're humanoid, but they're big, and they specialize in strength. They don't have as much in the Department of Intelligence. They don't have that much coordination and dexterity. They're just big old strong fools. And Miller is a funny character. He's over the top. He's all about his drinking. He's all about killing, and he's all about fighting. And he is like way over the top to the point to where he'll just run into battle. And Lee tries to temper him all the time. And he drags Lee into these situations. And Lee is a very reluctant hero, especially to start out. I really like the level progression. One of my favorite parts throughout the book is basically Lee's character sheet. You may skip to the next chapter, and I never skip to the next chapter because I want to hear every single stat to see exactly where Lee is. Outside of the way they do the level progressions, I do like the humor just sprinkled all throughout the book. Is very funny to me. They just have a lot of jokes in there, and just the way Lee is, the way Miller is, and then the other characters and how they interact with the other characters is really funny. You know, and it's not for everybody. You know, like I am making a review. I am not an author. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, this book should have had this type of piece and this type of structure in it. I'm just going to talk about what I like, and you're going to see like a common theme throughout all the books that I like. One thing that I do like, it doesn't just skip in the progression. It doesn't just skyrocket into a high level. He starts out at level 0. And you get to go through each level. Like, you don't like look up and see that he's like level 50 or level 100 or something like that. He is struggling and striving through each level. And a lot of the competition that he runs into, they're a level higher than him. And I will add that he came into the game a little late. And so when it comes to the other heroes, he's behind. He's a couple of months behind the other heroes, which costs a lot of progression. And so he just has to figure out ways to level up and just survive. And then towards the end of the book, another thing I like about it is, you know, he remains a funny character. He has a light personality, but he is desensitized throughout because he's thrown into this world and he has to kill to survive. And so he was able to go back to his own world just for like a little vacation. And he was talking to a pastor, and he didn't go, he was just volunteering. He didn't go like to mass or confess or anything like that. But anyway, he was talking to the pastor, and the pastor looked him in the eyes and said, man, I look at a lot of people and you have empty eyes. And so basically the pastor didn't know quite what was up with Lee, but the fact that Lee has went through so much in such a short amount of time, he was becoming desensitized to it. And he has a dark side that's going to progress throughout the entire series. And I will tell you, I've read the entire series multiple times. I'm just starting with book 1, and then I'm just rereading the books so I can get a reminder. But I definitely love the series. If the last one that I did was on the Mayor of Newtown, so if you like that, you probably like this. Another one that I like is Everyone Loves Large Chess with Boxy T. Morningwood. So I'm just giving you some recommendations, and you can also leave some recommendations for me. As far as like, if you like this book and you've read another book that you like, make sure you leave me some recommendations. But that's all I got for that one, man. War Aeternus by Charles Dean. You can look in the description. You can get it by Audible. You can get it by Google Reads, or however you want to do it. Or you can just get both and just read along as you listen to it. I know there's overkill, but sometimes it's all about overkill, right? But anyway, that's all I got, man. Lit Man Tuck. I'll see you next time.